Hi, my name is Jeff and welcome to my workshop, or the temporary workshop I have set up at the rehab center I'm in, recovering from my back. For those who have asked in the comments, I appreciate your thinking of me, and I am doing well and hopefully we'll be home soon. We're continuing work on the Walthers Proto 2000 F7A&B set. Today we're going to be installing grab irons, the step outside the rear door, grab irons on the side doors as well as on the rear of the locomotive, and the MU cables on the back of the A unit. The B unit will get similar treatment as well. In fact, you might be able to see it in the video that the grab irons and steps are already in place on the B unit. I did those off camera. The first step is painting the grab irons and the parts, and I'm using my self-closing tweezers for that. Just with the grab irons, you just want to get the very tip of the grab iron in the tweezers to hold it. That part will be inside the locomotive, and that'll actually, not having paint on it will actually help it, the glue, hold on to it. I've got two different self-closing tweezers with me, so I'm using both of them. That way I can paint two at a time and let them dry, then paint another two while I install the first two. And I've just got a little bit of paint on the bottom of a portion cup. This is just a 1 ounce portion cup. You can get them. I've seen them at Sam's Club. These happen to be the ones that the rehab center gives me my medications in. I've been saving them. I'll take them home. They'll come in really handy for paint or glue. And then just a little bit of paint on the tip of my brush, and I can brush that onto the part. And want to make sure you get all sides, including the inside where nobody's going to see it. But by having paint all the way around the part, it kind of the paint encapsulates the part and helps prevent chipping and help us keep the paint in place on the part. So once these are painted and dried, we'll be able to start with the installation of them. So when installing these, I like to grab these across the vertical and horizontal parts, so across the main part of the grab iron and the leg. This should help prevent it from twisting in my tweezers. However, as you just saw, it doesn't always work perfectly, but it does help cut it down. We're going to get into the top hole, and then get the grab iron and just slip it into the bottom. If everything's drilled perfectly based on the starting points, it will slide in with no problem. And then we can just add a touch of styrene cement to the back to hold it in place. And then we'll move on to the second one. Now, if you did not drill those holes perfectly, you will find that these things can act like a spring and go flying. You're going to actually see that with this grab iron in a minute. So this one of the holes was a little bit on the long side. I think the top hole was a little bit higher than it should have been. And it was not even a millimeter height difference, but it's enough to put some tension on that grab iron, as you'll see. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. It does help with the YouTube algorithms. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos. There will be a link to the playlist, so if this is the first time you're joining me and you want to see how this project started, there'll be a link to the playlist featuring these models in the description below. If you already are a subscriber, I thank you for your support and your continuing to watch my videos. I appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing comments on what you think of the project. And if there's something you'd like to see me work on next, let me know. Also, for those who have been wishing me well with my health concerns, if you don't know, I got an infection in my back that caused a fracture in one of my vertebrae. It also appears to have gotten into the spinal cord a little bit, so I had lost muscle control in my legs, so that's why I'm in a rehab center right now. building up strength and getting back on my feet. So there you did see the piece went flying, and now I got to search the floor for it. But because of my health situations, I really can't leave the chair I'm in. So I'm hoping this thing's going to be close enough that it'll be within arm's reach. If not, I'll get somebody to help me. But there it is, so I can reach that with my tweezers and grab it. And yet, no, I'm not standing and bending, I'm actually sitting and doing that. And there we got it, so now we can get it installed. So once all the grab irons are installed on the sides, then we can go and add the step platform outside the rear door. And I painted this the same way as I did the other parts, just held on to it in my tweezers with my self-closing tweezers by the mounting pins. When I painted these, you want to make sure you get both the top, the bottom, and the sides and front pieces so that it looks painted from all viewing angles. And then it just slips into the two holes drilled below the doors. And once in place, then we can secure it with a couple of drops of styrene cement applied to the back. We'll do the same thing on the other side. The grab irons in the rear are also applied to the model in the same way as the vertical grabs on the sides. These are horizontal. You just need to make sure you're in the correct holes because there's mounting holes on the back for not just the grab irons but also the MU cables clusters, which we'll be installing next, and for the brake coupler cut lever, which we will not be installing. My experience is that they get in the way of coupler maintenance on a engine that's designed and its purpose is going to be for use on a layout that is focused on operations. That being able to get to that maintenance without damaging the locomotive is of vital importance. So again, this is a much smaller grab iron, and the smaller ones can be a little trickier to hang on to and work with just because of the size. But again, you're using your tweezers to get them right into that mounting hole and then secure them with a little bit of glue, styrene cement from the back. And I like the solvent cements. If you're familiar with my channel, you know my favorite is the Fowler Super Expert, because not only is it strong enough that it will glue through even painted surfaces together, but it actually has some little bit of styrene dissolved in the solution so that it does help fill gaps as well. So it has a gap filling quality to it. And by the way, as I said, I'm in a rehab center. This has made a hardship on myself and my family. So if you'd like to help us out and support my family and this channel, there will be a link to my family's GoFundMe page in the description below as well. If you can help us, that we would appreciate it. If the help you give us is well wishes and comments of well wishes and prayers, that's appreciated as well. Okay, so with the grab irons in place, we can let those dry, and then we can work on the MU clusters. By the way, in an upcoming short, I'm going to be showing how to fabricate grab irons in case they go flying and you can't find it. So I'll be showing how to fabricate those out of brass wire, because I need 3 of them for the B unit that I just could not find whenever they went flying. And then in the next, we should be wrapping this up in the wrapping up construction in the next video with the installation of the window glazing and number boards. So there's really no good place to grab hold of these MU clusters with tweezers. So I'm using my fingers just to get those mounting pins into the holes. They're just below that grab iron. And then secure them in place with styrene cement. Now, because the grab irons actually hang, or the MU cables hang below the stirrup steps, I'm letting this dry upside down on the roof. And here we have all the grab irons installed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.